I haven't videoed in a while, but we're working on the FC again. You know, till the garage goes up, I'm not going to do any more with the body work. But we're wearing a new ECU in this. The microtech was fine, but I didn't really have the controls that I wanted to. So I'm going to drop the camera. There we go. So wiring that in right now. I'm 2000, whatever. Adaptronic's gone, but the price was right, and it'll do what I want to do because I'm probably, well, I'm going to be able to run the SSV valve now. I'm still keeping the 5th and 6th ports open, but I was going to run the factory ignition for the FC and decided for right now I'm going to throw 4 RX8 coils on it. I'm going to mount them right there, run them down, and put the 6 ID. There, yeah, ID. 6 1000cc injectors in. I already have 4 of them in there right now. And then eventually, reason being is I'm going to do drive-by wire and get rid of this Ford throttle body and a lot of crap in this engine bay. And probably be going to electric water pump soon. Stuff like that. And now I can actually hook the nitrous to the computer, all that good stuff. So I mean, this is where I'm at right now, making a little bracket for the coils and stuff like that. So I'm going to dig into this a little more, and I'll be back in a minute. I'm jumping all over the place with this too, so let me get these coils mounted, and then I'm going to make a harness for the coils. And yeah, I was gonna tap into this down in the engine bay for the crank position sensor, but I'm just gonna run it out here for now because, like I said, this motor was temporarily put in, and I used all the FC front parts, and basically now that I have the Adaptronic, I can run the RX8 front cover and the oil pan. So eventually I will be swapping back over to that. Use a little bit of the RX8 stock harness here. Basically that's what it's going to look like. You've got a condenser, it's going to ground there, ground, power, the rest of the triggers. I ran down to the ECU. I gotta go grab one more coil, but I mean, you get the gist of it. So that's that and the injectors, and then I'm gonna play around with the crank angle sensor and get that wiring up here too. So, right. Well, it's been a hot one and all that good stuff, and slowly losing my mind. But got the injectors all wired up. Yep, and the coils all wired up. It wires on them and new coils, and ran the power over to the original coil wiring. And I still got to run the nitrous lines in. I've got the alternator and then TPS and all that good stuff, and come up with a mount for the little vacuum chamber I found, and solenoid so I can run this SSV valve. I'm pretty much done for the night because I'm just burnt out. So, and after losing part after part as soon as I set them down, but for the most part in here, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Those are all the wires that I had to come inside. Clutch pedal, speedo, all that good stuff, because a lot of people don't realize in the back of the gauge cluster in the FC, there is a VSS speed output for the power steering and cruise control that you can tap into. So amazingly, you can do boost per gear with a stock cluster and not have to wire in a bunch of stuff. It's a new day. Got back out here. I was digging through stuff. The problem being, digging through stuff, I find more things to do. I did find a full function engineering trigger. So goodbye to the FC crank angle sensor anyways, because why not put it on? The only problem is with this front cover and stuff, this is slid forward quite a bit from the RX8. Like a ½ inch. So I am gonna have to trim these to get this alternator bracket out, because right now you can see it's curved in pretty good. I don't know if this will focus. The belt is curved in pretty good and is hitting the bottom of this, but as I bring this out, it's gonna pull away, obviously, and that ½ inch, and we're gonna be good there. I gotta find the cap to cap this front cover off because, like I said, right now I'm not going to change the engine until I have to. So I'm just going to keep running this FC front cover for now. So we'll use these parts for now until I put the RX8 front cover back on it, an oil pan. Get the coils all mounted and good. Got to come up with a little tiny bracket for the vacuum chamber. I'll show you what I'm going to use for the vacuum chamber. Basically, it's another RX8 part. It's for the flap in the front. Has a little vacuum chamber, and I have the solenoid. And then I will be able to run this SSV valve with the open air inlet setting on the Adaptronic. Next is going to be my biggest issue is the drive-by-wire throttle body. I might have to do some screwing around because this already hits the hood. As you can see, it was notched out for it, but the RX8 throttle body's got a big deal here. I might be able to flip it upside down and run the throttle body flap this way. It shouldn't matter. If I can, then I'll get away with it. If not, I guess I'm stuck with the cable for now. But let me get some grinding done here. Back, we're touching ever so slightly, so I'm just gonna round that off a little bit. And I think I am cocked just a little bit, so I'm gonna open the holes on this and move it just a pinch, and that should give us plenty of clearance with no issues after. So, little changes in plans. So there we go. There's the pedal and drive-by-wire. We've got this all clearanced out, perfect fitment, and like I said, this is going to spiral out of control. So no issues with this throttle body as I flipped it over upside down. Whatever, it'll work fine. Clears the hood fine. I may shave all of this stuff off eventually anyways. So that's where we're at the second. We're sacrificing the nitrous for the time being until I weld a bung on here and put it back in. So I'm actually just gonna pull it out of the car for now and get it out of my way, as I've got to do the vacuum chamber and other things at the moment. So it is late once again, but I got help today. Jordan stopped up. He's hiding here somewhere. So we wired these all up real nice. Same thing with the alternator, and got the crank angle sensor all wired in, and then cleaned up a bunch of this happy stuff over here that was all mangled and messed up, and started working on new. We got the original setting unit back in, so the gauge will work on the gauge cluster. We got the one for the Adaptronic, and then we have the new oil line, and then I have an oil temperature sensor coming in the next couple of days, along with the drive-by-wire stuff and pedal adapter. It's another scorcher today, but I did get a couple parts in from JDL Manufacturing. Got the pedal bracket for this, so I'm going to get it installed up in here, see how it fits, and then make a lead over to the ECU with a weather pack connector, just to make it easier. Then I can split it or whatever if I gotta pull stuff out. So let me get that in the car. I gotta pull. All right, well, I got it up in there. The only thing you really got to do is do a little bit of trimming on this as I shake the hell out of the camera. Do a little trimming on that, so because let's see how good we can see. Well, you got your speedometer cable here that it just rubs on just the side just a little bit. So yeah, just so that's not pushing on it horribly. Yeah, so I just rounded that corner off the top of the pedal. So I'm gonna get it in here, see how it fits, how it feels. Well, it's in, fits perfectly. No issues whatsoever. Feels natural, just like the factory pedal in here. So definitely a win on that. So we will now have drive-by-wire, some modern technology in this car. I mean, other than the head unit. Yeah, well, it's been 100 degrees for the last 3 days, so been out tuning this in the cold, not during the day, but it's all back together, and just like that. 143 miles, playing with the staging. Probably going to change the injectors out because they are junk. So here's all this. Wired up. Nice and clean. Got the vacuum lines all right into that. got to make a little mount for the vacuum chamber there. It's right there. I don't know if you can hear me, but solenoids are mounted there. That's all done. Didn't really get any driving shots or tuning shots because, like I said, it was dark and at night and all that good stuff. So wouldn't have gotten any good shoot footage or anything like that, but nice and responsive. And that's where we're at in this one. Yeah, like and subscribe and make some more of these videos and get a little deeper into this thing. Coming up videos. Next plan of attack on this is probably the transmission. I'm still running the NA transmission. The clutch is hating life right now, and this transmission's rattling pretty good from the old Bridgeport that was in it, spinning 12,000 RPM. So the input shafts took it a dumper. But I've got a Turbo 2 transmission. Not sure if I'm going to use that yet or modify this down here, cut this, and then put a bent shifter in and run an RX8 shifter yet. Have not decided. It would be cool to have the RX8 gearing. The rear end gears are still 410, so it would work out actually really well. Yeah, so we'll get more into this in another video. Thanks.